So
Uh,
when you started at CIA, were you just like a kind of a doctor
yeah,
providing medical
I was
services
hired
to CIA employees?
by the medical office, and the idea was I would be in the headquarters area for a year, learning the ropes, as it was told. Learning the ropes. Anyway, we arrived in July of 73. All of a sudden, about a week and a half later, I was called in and said, medical director said, we're going to send you to Germany. Maybe I shouldn't have said Germany, the place, but we're going to send you to Europe. And that was great because my wife happened to be a language teacher. She speaks fluent German, Norwegian, Danish, whatever, those languages. And she had done her junior year abroad in Germany. She had friends there. So it was like, wow, perfect. And we had a young daughter at that point in time. And great, when? He said, as soon as you get your passports. So I was employed by the agency for a total of about 3 weeks. And it took us a couple of weeks to get our passports and everything else. And after 6 weeks of employment, we ended up in Germany. And there we were, 6 weeks. I said, what do I do there? And he said, you'll find out when you get there. That was the words that the guy, my boss at that point said, you'll find out when you get there. Turns out I was the regional medical officer for all of Europe.
Oh, wow.
And I traveled from Finland down to Malta on a regular basis, seeing all sorts of people, employees, foreign people that were of interest, defectors, which were actually some of the more interesting people that I was responsible for seeing. And
people who defected from Russia?
Some from all, yeah, all over. At one point, my first sort of different sort of thing was sneaking under the Berlin Wall with somebody to see an asset. And I was kind of like, if I nowadays, if I know, I said, why was I stupid to, sneaking into East Germany? I was young, and all I could see was pictures of, it just I was gung ho.
You were heroic.
No one's going to do anything to me.
Right.
I'll show them. I'm going to do this. Etc. I was very adventure oriented, and I did that. I mean, I used to see people covertly like that all the time, and I guess I found the job intellectually challenging, but it was also, kind of sounds immature, fun.
Yes, right.
Fun. This is fun.
This is great.
Right.
I loved it.
Yes.
Did you feel? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say fun and not dark. A lot of people, I think, who don't know anything about CIA assume that there's this dark, foreboding, evil energy there that, infuses everything we do, which is not the case.
Yeah, no, I asked him when in Washington, I was interviewing with the medical director, and I said, look, you guys don't give medicine to people to kill them and stuff like that, do you? He said, of course not. Of course not. We take care of people. We take care of anybody. It's not our business. And so.
Wait, I have a question about that though, because
Sure.
I'm more from the outside, and I come from a world in which absolutely people still have this idea of CIA. So, I'm thinking, okay, we're going to be talking with, one of the most active doctors in CIA, national security. The first thing that I would imagine coming up among my cohort of people who are kind of paranoid, I'll give them that, is that, oh, well, so was he involved in MK Ultra, which is a dark chapter in the history of CIA.
Sorry, could you repeat that? It didn't.
Oh, the question of, was he involved in MK Ultra, which was before your time. I mean, it sort of ended I believe in the late 60s, but nonetheless, that would be the question, right? And so
Yeah.
this feeling that there's this dark, foreboding things that are going on with CIA, they don't come from nowhere, right? Like there's this history
I
there.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was only early on in the tour, the only thing I was asked that might have been questionable was an agency officer came to me and said, look, can you give me something, a medication that I can give to somebody that's going to put them to sleep so I can go and sneak into their apartment? And I said, no, I can't do that. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know if it's good. Whatever I give you is warranted for that reason. And whether any side effects from it, I'm going to cause him harm, and I'm not going to do it. I sent a message back to Washington about it, and they said, you are absolutely right.
Exactly. So this guy, or I assume it was a guy at the
And I
time,
told
was,
him, no, I said, that's not, you don't want to do that. You have to find, that's just not the right, that's just not. And that was the only time I was ever asked to do something that I thought was a little bit wrong.
right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I think
And
I
luckily,
mean,
and
one
that
of
was
the,
early on in my tour. And after that, I never known people just, I said, I will take care. I told them, I will take care of anybody. If you have a patient, I will see them, but I'm not going to do anything to harm them. And they just, that was it.